Hello again and welcome to Ndudu by Fafa. Hello creatives, thank you again for joining me for another episode with Fafa. Today I am making a fusion of a recipe. I'm fusing both a Persian dish which is made out of rice and vermicelli, yes, with the Ghanaian Angwa, which basically is oiled rice, but it also includes the salted beef. So we've got this umami flavor going through. Anyway, what you did see me do earlier was grind my garlic in my earthen clay pot, and that is also famous in Ghana. You can omit this altogether and use your blender if you choose to. But, I'm homesick, so definitely I had to pay homage to my heritage. Anyway, so now the next thing I'm going to add is a Middle Eastern spice, which is known as cumin. Cumin has this earthy flavor and aromatic flavor and slight bitterness, almost like a lemon peel sort of bitterness and flavor to it. And that would pair really well with the marinade that I'm making. Now, if this is your first time, you're welcome. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please don't forget to click the subscribe button whilst you're here and the notification button so you do not miss any future videos. Now, this is a one-pot dish, exactly. So I've then, grinded everything, and I think it's just perfect. But then again, I need to add some more flavors. So here I've got my chicken pieces. I've got my chicken legs here, and I did marinate that in brine. I'll leave a link in the description box below as to how you can brine your chicken. I've gone into details about that in a previous video. Here I'm just squeezing half a juice of lemon in here. So it's going to be tangy and it's going to be earthy as well. And the next thing I'm going to add is some fresh thyme. Now, when I added the fresh thyme, I was like, oh, it's almost like I'm making like a za'atar mix, but I missed the oregano and everything else. So it is yet again inspired by, the Lebanese dish as well coming through here. Anyway, I've just added a little bit of my olive oil so that I can just get that sort of runny consistency that it does require. And I am going to be marinating my chicken pieces in this. Now, it is best to do this and marinate it overnight. And I love this marinade. It's tangy and earthy and it's just ever so great. If you don't have cumin, I guess you can order that online. But yes, I will have all of this available soon on my website. Yes, I'm working really hard behind the scenes of that. Anyway, so I'm just going to marinate the chicken as I mentioned earlier, and then we have to move to the next step. At this point, I would like to say a big thank you to my notification gang for making the comment section so exciting. You guys are so positive and encouraging, and especially now, you just don't realize the love and affection you show me, the positive impacts that it has on my life, and I do appreciate each and every one of you. And to all my loyal subscribers, I love you for you, and thank you very much for giving me the platform to be able to show you my creations. Yes, absolutely. So now I'm just going to get my saucepan. Okay, and I'm going to add my preferred oil, which means you can use any oil of your choosing, but better still, you can use some butter or olive oil. And if you're going to use the olive oil, do not use the extra virgin olive oil. No. So now I'm just going to warm this through just for about 2 minutes, and then I'm going to add my chicken pieces, because what I'm doing here is I'm browning my chicken. Absolutely. Alternatively as well, you can actually just place your chicken in the grill, but I was just so determined to make this a one-pot dish, so hence taking this process. But then again, doing this also allows your dish to have that sort of smoky flavor as well by the end of it, and it's just incredible. So yes, I have turned my chicken over. I did brown it for about 6 to 7 minutes on one side, and I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. So that will be 14 minutes because I will be cooking this in the rice for another 25 minutes, and that will be great and perfect. Now, this video wasn't meant for me to show you guys today, but the comments that I got from everyone when I did share a snippet of it on my Instagram, everyone was asking for the recipe, and I was like, you know what, let me just wake up early today, and then just edit this. So I am just doing a rushed job here, but it's just because I'm dedicated to you guys, so absolutely. So after adding the onions, I did reduce the heat to its lowest setting and then covered my saucepan. That would then allow the steam to cook the chicken. Absolutely, and that's exactly what I needed. And also the steam would create that sort of like little bit of a sauce-like thing at the bottom, so it just makes it easier for me to scrape through the flavors at the bottom of the pan, as you can tell. And the onions are just looking good. So what I'm going to do is reserve the onions, and I will incorporate it later. But I need to reduce the amount of oil here. So once I do that, I will scoop a lot of the oil out and just leave a little bit for me to then continue my infusion journey. Have I given you that reason to click the subscribe button and the notification button? Yes. Now, please don't forget to click the like button. It makes a big difference to this channel. Yes. And that's the greatest support you can give. And also leave your comments below and join the notification gang. It's such a cool gang, really. A gang of positivity, I'd say. They really are encouraging. So I hope to see you in the comment section as well. Anyway, so as I mentioned, I did scoop some of the oil away, and then here I've got the rest, and I've got my vermicelli rice noodle. Now this you can find yet again in most supermarkets, and they're readily available online. Now I'm going to fry this till it browns. Yes, and that is where the Persian rice comes into its being, and I love that. Now, of course, here I had to incorporate my Ghanaian connection. So I do have my salted beef, but in this case it wasn't salted beef, it was salted goat meat. So I did prepare a goat meat dish about 2 weeks ago, and the pieces that were left is what I then added my salt and vinegar to, which is just incredible, and I've incorporated it in here. So it gives the dish this umami flavor that it does so require. Now, I'll leave a link in the description box on how to make your own salted beef. Yes, and you can use any meat of your choosing for that recipe. So of course I did fry the vermicelli rice noodles till they were nice and crispy. And here I've added my washed rice. So I'm just going to mix everything together. And here I'm adding my onion marmalade. Absolutely. So you see the flavor, it's intensifying. Now I'm going to fry this, or dry fry it, may I say, for about 5 to 6 minutes, or until I see that each grain of rice has absorbed all the flavors that I've incorporated in this dish. Now, I am going detailed in my description of the recipe. However, when you're making it, it's just as easy as 1, 2, 3. And it's also a simple one-pot dish. I'm adding my salt to taste, absolutely. Now, when adding salt, it should come down to your own personal preference anyway, as to the amount of salt. But the lesser, the better, because that's why the spices and stuff, they help. And, you've got the lemon juice in there as well, and you've got the cumin. So, yeah. Anyway, so this is looking good, and I think this is definitely perfectly fried. What say you? This is not any other food. This is Ndudu by Fafa. I'm so excited that I'm actually going to be making this recipe available to you guys today. Like, I'm excited about it. And here I'm just going to add my water. So At this point, I had to add 1 large habanero chili. Yes, because I want that aromatic flavor to permeate through the rice, but not too spicy, but it would just give it that hint of warmth in the background. Yes, and I've left the stalk in so it'll be easy for me to pick out when it's done. And of course, I'm now adding my chicken pieces back to my pot. So this is the 1 pot dish that I was definitely determined to make. At this point, I'm just making sure that any of the excess marinade and everything has just been incorporated and added. And yeah, I'm just checking as to the level of moisture in here. It's a Mama African thing. Like, we feel and we use our eyes, our nose, our ears, all our senses, and like just figuring things out. But I mean, don't you worry about this, because I will leave the list of ingredients and measurements, including the transcript of this recipe, on my blog, Ndudu by Fafa.blogspot.com. So after 20 minutes of cooking, and I've just checked it, and it's just perfect. I'm looking at it and the rice is just good. It's just like you can just see each independent grain that is just covered with the spices and flavors that's been incorporated in here. But this has got another 5 minutes left. So yet again, I've cooked this on that lowest setting. And after 5 minutes, you can even just see that the habanero chili was breathing in. First was breathing out, and now it's breathing in. Look at that. And you can just see the noodles at the bottom of it. But this is flavor. You got that cumin, lemony flavor coming through, and the garlic as well. And you've got that umami flavor from the salted beef. This is not any other food. This is Ndudu by Fafa. Please click the subscribe button, share with your family and friends. Try the recipe, leave your comments below. We love you guys. And of course, I had to sprinkle a little bit of fresh parsley over it. If you don't have it, you can try the Ghanaian basil leaves. Yes, they're akoko mesa or kokulugba. Yes, let me say that right. And I think that I'm ready to enjoy my dish. What say you? As I mentioned earlier, I would leave the list of ingredients and measurements on my blog Ndudu by Fafa.blogspot.com. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat as Ndudu by Fafa. So do pass by and say hi, and also for live updates. Narelle, thank you very much for my theme song. And until my next video with you amazing creatives, take care of yourselves. And guess what? I love you for you. I'll see you in my next video. Toodles. Thank you very much for watching. Hello again, and welcome to Ndudu by Fafa.